Hey guys, it's Craig at Area 419, here to introduce you to the long-awaited and now ready for market ZERO Modular Shellholder System. We want to explain exactly how this works, how to use it, and what all the little parts and pieces in the box are. So the reason this system came to be is we think that appropriately sized brass, consistently sized brass, comes from a sizing where the top of your shell holder contacts the bottom of your reloading die. The good side of this is you always have a hard stop. You're getting a consistent chamber size on sizing, and that's going to give you really consistently sized brass. The downside to this is most dies on the market are made to, when you're making contact between your shell holder and your brass, they will size to a minimum SAMI minus a few thousandths. So what that means for most of you is you're going to be excessively sizing your brass. That may mean you're making a 6,000 to 8,000 shoulder bump, and the general wisdom is you want to bump between 1 and 3 thousandths. There may be some use cases where you get to a 4th thousandth. That's fine. But regardless, most of you know exactly how much you want to bump your brass, and making full contact between the shell holder and the die may not get you there. We also know that a lot of the shell holders on the market aren't terribly consistent. They're not cut terribly square. Some of the other systems on the market that have differing headspace measurements may not really be consistent from measurement to measurement, so you're kind of jumping back and forth and in the middle. So here is the ZERO Modular Shellholder System. Here's how to use it. So what's in your tray is you've got 6 inserts of varying thickness. These are going to, with this system, control what your shoulder bump is. Your standard is a 0. You can shorten the headspace of your brass by 2 thousandths or lengthen it on sizing by up to 8 thousandths. So this gives you a pretty substantial window. You then have your shell holder base. This one is for the 0. If you get a traditional shell holder system, the bottom of it will look a little different so that it'll interface with your rock chuck or your T7, your more traditional press. There are also 3 sizes of claw. Your number 10, and this is using the common Redding sizing system, is your 223 base cases. So 223, 556, 300 blackout, things of that nature. Your number 1, which is your 473 case family. So that's 308, 6BR, 65 Creedmoor, 30-06, 270, everything that fits into that universe. And then the number 6, which is your standard Magnum. That can be 6.5 PRC, 300 Win Mag, 28 Nosler. You've got a fair variety of kind of your standard Magnum sizes. So here's how the system works. You're always going to use the base of your system, whether that is the 0 style, as the one in my hand is, or it is the traditional. You're then going to pick your insert. I suggest that everyone start with 0, with your standard insert for measurement. You'll place it in, and then you'll pick the claw for the bolt face family that most makes sense to you, and put them together. Always be sure, cross-threading, while it is nature's Loctite, is not ideal for anything we make. So make sure you get it on there, get a little bit of tightness. And then we also included a little tool with a magnet in the back. We'll show you what that's for later, as well as a face mill out that's going to allow you to grab onto this. So I've got my torque key from my 0, or any 1/4 inch hex key, Allen key will work. Place that into the back of the system. And then this tool in the front. And I'm just gonna give it a little snug. Don't need to go crazy. Don't get out your Gorilla hands. Please, please do not use a tool to tighten this past your hands and what we've provided you. And now this guy's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and do sizing of the brass that I would like to use with the 0, or the standard shell holder system, making sure that the top of the shell holder meets the bottom of the die. Once I get a measurement for how much I've bumped the brass then, compared to what I wanna be at. So let's say that I've bumped my brass 6 thousandths, and I only really want to bump it 2 thousandths. I know that I want to add to the headspace of the size brass by 4 thousandths. You tracking? So now I'm going to get my +4, my 4 thousandths additional headspace insert. Pop this guy apart. Now here's what your magnet's going to be used for. If the insert doesn't come right out because the tool has pushed it out, and you've got the base portion separate, and that insert doesn't want to come right out because the clearance between the outside of this insert and the inside of the base is fairly small, magnet, pull it right out, pull it straight out for you. Another thing to take note of while we've got it apart here is it is very likely or even common that you're going to end up with what looks like some wear on the top of this shell holder. What that really is the claw of the shell holder itself it's steel, it's been nitrided, it is much harder than this little tool. So it's very possible that some of the raw aluminum will rub off. If that ever bothers you, you can rub it off with your finger, a little acetone, take it off, it's not a big deal. So we wanted to add 4 thousandths of headspace to our size cases. So I've got my +4 insert here. I'm gonna drop it into the base, line it up with a magnet if it's a little tight. Put my 308 size topper back on it. A little bit of snug. And we're ready to go back into the press. And this is going to leave us with size brass that is 4 thousandths longer at the shoulder than our previously sized brass that was a little bit oversized. So guys, it's a pretty straightforward system. We right now have the -2 to +8 inserts out there. It's plausible that over time we could do different sizes if people needed them. We probably won't go 1,000th at a time because we view it as being just unnecessary. But there may be a situation where we need a -4 or a +10. If it comes up and we get enough requests for it, it may be something that we do and have ground out. We are also starting out with 223, 308, and standard Magnum size claws. It's plausible that we would do additional sizes of those as well if there's demand for them. But in the kit now, you can reload 99% of what anybody reloads with the parts in the box. And guys, let us know what you think of them. If you've got any questions about them, got any problems with them, got any things that you don't understand, always happy to clarify, so shoot us an email. Until next time, thanks for stopping by.